What rubbish? I can't get a single moment of rest in my house.
Wait now, don't you think you should stop and reconsider this decision?
Will you stop these your midnight maneuvers?
That's impossible.
It's impossible. It is just the same way that it is impossible that I will turn back now. We are going to see him, and that is final.
Michael, come on. Hey, there should be another way.
I have tried everything else. I have called your parents. I have spoken with the pastor. I have even gotten your mentor to speak to you, but you have just refused to change. I'm gradually losing my sanity because of lack of sleep, and it makes no difference to you. So today it ends now.
Michael, don't let the devil use you as his power tool. See, turn away from this madness now.
It's me the devil is using, Abby? Okay. I will show you what true madness looks like today. You will see. Mr. Counselor!
Michael!
Mr. Counselor!
Michael, wait!
When you hear a voice like that yelling for you, and you hear a feminine voice trying desperately to placate him, it means there's fire on the mountain. Run. Especially if you're in the habit of sleeping with a woman who is married to another man. But as a sharp guy, nothing the apple, nothing do me.
Are you the counselor?
My first thought when I saw this couple was, thank God I've never slept with this man's wife before. So hopefully I wouldn't get a Vitaly Klitschko replica fist smashing my nose, my fat nose flat into my head.
Yes, I am. I'm guessing you're the man that called me on the phone requesting for an ejection of a certain prayer warrior from your home.
Yes, I'm the one, please. And I would like that to happen as soon as possible. Now, if possible.
Calm down. No one is being ejected. Can we please talk this thing through and give peace a chance?
Thank you.
Please. I take it that this is your wife. So why are both of you here, and what are you expecting to happen at the end of this counseling?
Mr. Counselor, I am hoping, I am praying that at the end of this counseling session, I will be able to go home and have a good night's rest like any normal human being. And at this point in time, I don't particularly care if this woman goes home with me or not.
You've made your point, Mr.
Michael. My name is Michael Agbo.
Mr. Michael Agbo. And this is your wife, I presume?
Yes, I am Sister Blessing Agbo.
Sister? Is your first name Sister? Answer me. Did your father write sister in front of your name on your birth certificate?
You see, I'm very wary of people who address themselves first as sisters or brothers. They tend to be stuck up and judgmental. In fact, it is almost impossible for them to consider words of wisdom, or much less counsel from anybody outside the circles of their so-called sisters or brothers. Now, before I pass judgment, let me talk with Sister Blessing.
I've never seen Michael like this before. Hey, I must admit this is very scary. But whatever the case, I'm not backing down on this one. Even if that is so-called counselor is the best in business. I'm not going to change my mind. He should better focus on my husband because he's the one with the problems. As for me, I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Now that we've called calm down, please, let's tackle this issue. Tell me, what exactly is the problem?
Talk now.
Why should I be the first to start? He's the one that dragged me here to fix something that is not broken. He had the effrontery to drag my shoulders when I was in the middle of my noontime prayers.
That is exactly the problem, Mr. Counselor. Exactly the problem. Her so-called special prayers. Only these are not prayers at all. I know what prayers sound like. This is some kind of what do I even call it? Satanic ritual, where she raises her voice like a mad woman and yells and screams using violent words like die and kill to attack anything in her path that she perceives as her enemy.
God forbid. When I'm not a child of the devil, why would I be performing satanic rituals? I simply stand on the authority of God to dominate my environment and ensure that the kingdom of God is permanent where I reside.
Deceiving yourself there, eh? The only authority that you have is the authority that I've given you as my wife in my house.
I have seen that the devil has been using you to disturb the peace in our home. But be rest assured that I will fight this battle on my knees until the God that I serve bring peace back and victory to our home.
Now, what do you expect me to do in a volatile situation like this? No, you tell me. I mean, she is a prayer warrior. Do you want me to be her next focus in her prayer list? No way. I'm still too young to die. All I'm going to do is maintain my spot on that seat and watch the drama unfold.
Sister Blessing, or whatever it is that you've called yourself, eh? You are the one that has drawn the battle line, and I have had it up to here with this nonsense. Mr. Counselor, you had better find a solution to this deal, or else.
You can't draw the battle line from here to heaven. But be rest assured, I will give you fire to fire times 10.
Are you hearing her? Are you hearing her? Despite all your prayers, eh? So this whole Sister Blessing thing is just an act. You are really a Jezebel.
Michael, me, Jezebel.
Yes.
I can see that the devil has possessed you. This is not you talking. The devil has really possessed you, Michael.
Oh, really? That is your serious explanation for what has been happening in this home, Abby? Eh? That is because of the devil that I have not had normal sleep since we got married. That for the past 6 months, my ear has been filled with your evil ranting because I am possessed, Abby. Okay.
What other explanation can I get? This is a perfect explanation and it makes sense. Which husband would not like their wife to pray in the middle of the night for the family? Which husband?
I have no objection to her praying. In fact, I will encourage it. But this is not prayer. I know what prayer is. What you do is you get up and you stomp around and scream at the top of your voice like a mad woman in my house.
That is the only thing that terrifies the devil. In case you don't know.
What rubbish? Where have you heard of soldiers going to battle that they are stomping and screaming to frighten their enemies?
Hey, spiritual battle is not the same like physical battle, Michael. You don't fight it the same way.
Things are beginning to cool off and the fight is dying. For some couples, it's good. But for Michael and Blessing, they need to keep fighting till the fight is out of their system. You see, they've gotten so used to this their brother and sister thing that I'm sure they've never had an argument all through their courtship and marriage. Avoiding fights may seem a good idea until something triggers something off. Then you realize how rotten things have gotten under the surface. So in case you've been hiding under the blanket of so-called brother peace and sister peace and suffering and smiling at the same time, today is your day of liberation. Stand up and fight. 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 I will pour more fuel into the fire and watch things go by. Preach up.
All right. From what I can deduce from all that you've said, Blessing prays so much, especially in the nights. And it's not really a problem with you, except for the stamping of the feet and the shouting and screaming on top of her voice. Am I correct?
Yes, you are very correct.
And Blessing, you believe strongly that to snuff away the maneuvers of the enemy from your home, and of course establish the kingdom of God in your home, should be done through prayers.
Absolutely.
And that screaming and stomping of the feet is very much okay as an avenue to do so. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Michael, I need to kind of review the particular statement you made in the course of your agitative responses. That your wife is a Jezebel.
Yes.
And Blessing.
Point of correction. Sister Blessing.
Oh, Sister Blessing. You also said that your husband is possessed by the devil. Now, I'll need you to clarify.
Mr. Counselor, I said she's a Jezebel because I believe she has the spirit of Jezebel. Yes, why are you looking at me like that? Is it like you have the spirit of Jezebel? Because when I married her, I didn't know her to be like this. So obviously, she has been pretending.
Look at who is talking. You that you met me after prayer meeting in church and telling me you like the way I pray and you hope that this prayer life will continue in our marriage. You're just a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Are you not the one that claimed that you know how to cook, that you can cook vegetable soup, but when you cook vegetable soup, all the vegetable, everything will just be fighting each other and floating on top?
Hey. At least you see vegetable and you see something inside the soup as vegetable soup. You that you claim that you have a company that deals with top oil and gas firm as your clients.
Is it not true? Are they not my clients?
A company that consists of him and his 4 brothers as cleaners.
You see what I'm talking about? See how she's exposing me? On top of the spirit of Jezebel, you also have the spirit of Delilah because this is how Delilah exposed Samson.
It's so funny how you should mention Samson, a man that did not have control over his manhood.
And what's the meaning of that rubbish statement?
I'm referring to your 30 seconds performance on our wedding night. And when I say 30 seconds, I'm merely exaggerating.
That was an exempt case. I was overexcited. How will you even know anyway when you have not given me the chance to prove to you that I am a 1-hour wonder man? Yes. For 6 months, my ear has been filled with the evil rantings. But for 6 months, and you have not performed your wifely duties in our matrimonial bed. 6 months, Mr. Counselor, 6 months.
Oh, now we've gotten to the main issue. This is a simple case of sexual frustration between Brother Michael in the blue corner and Sister Blessing in the red corner. 6 months, for crying out loud, is too long for you to stay out of communication with your wife. See, I will become a prayer warrior if I were in her shoes. And believe you me, if I'm the husband, I will see her as Jezebel reloaded. But thankfully, I am the counselor. Though I see them as idiots for having waited this long to resolve this crisis.
Now that we have gotten to the root cause of the problem, we can now handle it effectively as we proceed with the logistics involved and then bring an amicable solution to this. Agreed?
Yes.
That's fine by me.
All right. Does anybody here care for a snack?
I'm fine.
Or a drink or something?
I'm fine.
Good. Now, let's negotiate the terms of your surrender.
Excuse me?
Yes. You see, the special prayers you always get involved in, especially the ones you do at midnight, they're all excuses. You'd rather face the devil than to face a 30-second freak show that your husband put up for you.
What kind of counseling is this?
Michael, I will get to you. Where was I again? Yeah. 30-second wedding night freak show. You see, it is quite possible that your husband was overwhelmed with overexcitement and at the prospect of both of you becoming husband and wife. And of course, trust the overexcitement to lead him to, load the cannon and release the trigger before time.
But he was supposed to be experienced. I had someone from my fellowship asking me to marry him, and I said no because he lacked the experience. And Michael said he was quite experienced.
Sometimes experience does not really factor, especially where overexcitement is involved. I'm guessing, you know how it is wedding. There was a whole lot of excitement in here.
Well, he was really excited during our wedding. I've been to lots of weddings. I've never seen a groom dance the way Michael danced on our wedding day.
And I'm also certain that you may have mentioned your expectation, in bed. Remember you said you asked after his experience?
Yes.
Yes, good. And such things have a way of building, anxiety, performance anxiety. And in so doing, when you add that to overexcitement, what you definitely will get is the 30-second explosion.
Well, when you put it that way, it actually makes sense.
Now let's get to you, Blessing. You can't use one moment of weakness from a man to judge him forever.
But they say first impression matters.
That is when you're hiring him for a job. But in this wise, we're talking of Michael. Michael is your husband. You are to stay together forever. And the only way you can keep your sanity intact, especially in an institution called marriage, is to provide an avenue for second chance. Or should I put it in my own words, another chance?
Not by binding and casting and accusing him of being possessed by demons.
Now, Michael, when you fail to meet the expectations of a woman, it is your duty to man up and make amends to her. Now, this premature...
Counselor, please don't use that word. It has never happened to me before. At least not since I was a teenager.
I wasn't talking about premature ejaculation, but since we have cleared the air, I'll carry on analysis. I guess that there's, you guys planned the dinner? And candles were involved?
Yeah. Red candles and red roses.
Yeah, we had Luther Vandross music playing in the background.
Fascinating. My point is that you have a great evening already planned out. Until the problem of preset timer came up. Now, by this I mean it's like a bomb that got detonated before the timer was set. And what we have is that result of that great excitement explosion, which has affected his confidence in trying to woo you to bed. This has been so difficult for him. Now, Michael, today this is my assignment for you. You are going to clear that 30-second image that your wife has of you. You are going to make sure you woo her back to bed. Wait. Easy. You can do the wooing outside the office. This is not the right place for it. All right, this is it. Woo. Yes. Right.
I have never been more in love with my wife. It's like I'm rediscovering her all over again.
I think I may have overreacted. But all of that is behind us now. I'm so looking forward to the future.
More precisely, we're looking forward to tonight.
To have the wedding night we never had.
Listen, baby, please, just give me a minute to explain. Listen to me.
I waited 28 years to be with a man. Waited 1 year to be with my husband. Now you expect me to wait for how long to be with a man that will not go up before my clothes go off? God forbid.
I can see that last night didn't go as planned.
Last night? The night did not even go off before he went off. He didn't even approach the sweet gate or Mount Olympus. He just stood there and preset his timer to go off before the takeoff. See, counselor, fix this man. Because right now I'm out of this marriage for good. For now, I need some demons to bind.
Blessing.
Mike, you fall my hand, though.
Counselor, 6 months. 6 months.
You dropped my hand.
It's a mistake now.
Follow up.
Blessing, wait.
there's going to be a lot of binding, casting, and dealing of demons. The devil is really in trouble this morning.